Okay, this is video 37, and I'm with
Woohoo!
Jen. I know, it's so excited. If you don't know who Jen is, please, after this, go to her Instagram, go to her website, and buy the most beautiful earrings you'll ever own. She started,
Oh, thank you.
she started this small business that has now become like an earring empire, is what I should say. Because it is amazing. I'll kind of let her take it from here, talk about what you're doing, and how did you start Leatherbird?
Yeah, it's funny. I always joke, but I'm like, I really started it on accident. I did not really intend to start an earring business. People are surprised by this, but I'm actually a speech pathologist. So that's like what I study, and that's what I was doing before I had kids. But then when I had my first daughter, we decided I was going to stay home with them, with my kids. And I love being home. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I think there was a little part of me that just got lost in motherhood. And I think moms can relate with that. It's like you're just putting so much of you into your babies that you give up your hobbies and you forget like what you used to do for fun. And then one day you wake up and you realize like, I'm not doing any of that stuff and it's no one's fault but my own. And yeah, and then after my second daughter, I had some health issues pop up. And so I was feeling awful, realized I had stopped doing all my hobbies. And I just thought, I don't want to keep going like this.
Yeah.
Like I need a thing. And so I kind of had on my radar, I wanted to do something. And then Christmas of 2018, I just like to make things generally. And I thought, this year I'm going to make earrings for my girlfriends when I see them at the holidays, and I'll just pass them out. And one of those friends was about to open a salon in the Valley. And she said, can you make more of these? I need you to make more. I'm going to sell them. We're going to sell them at the salon. And I was like, really? Okay. So I just kind of let that ball roll. Yeah. And once I start something, I kind of don't know how to stop. So I just kept going, making earrings.
And that's how it is. That's awesome. I love it. Well, she did you just donated some of earrings back in March to the Kootenai County Police and Fire Memorial Foundation. And
yes,
one of the hottest items. Like I got outfitted right away. Like I was like, oh my gosh. And my mom was obsessed with them. And yeah, so your earrings are very popular. So what's your favorite and least favorite thing about what you do?
Yeah, I mean, I love the flexibility because I am a stay-at-home mom and it lets me do both. I get to be home with my kids and I get to work when I want to work and exercise that creative muscle that I need to. And then the connection with people, my gosh, like our community, as you know, is amazing. And it's connected me with so many people that I never would have connected with otherwise. Yeah. And so I love that. I think the hard part, especially just for small business starting out, is you have to wear a lot of hats. Like you have to be the accountant, the marketing person, the shipping person, like you have to do all of it. And it's a lot to learn. Like I didn't study business at school. So it's a learning curve.
Yeah, I bet for sure. So how has this quarantine affected what you're doing?
You know, at first there was a huge impact, or I noticed when everything started, sales just stopped. I think rightfully so. People were nervous to spend money. You know, they didn't know if they were going to have a job tomorrow. And on my end, you know, selling an item, I'm not out to just like push sales at people. And it's like such a sensitive time. I'm more like out to connect with people. So it's like, I don't want to like be selling things to people during this time. I don't know, really weird dynamic. But sales did stop and then all the boutiques closed. So they're a big chunk of my sales as well. So it was like for like 4 days, it was just stagnant, nothing, which is really unusual for me. Like at this point, I have pretty regular sales and I just thought, whoa, something's, you can tell, like
yeah, exactly.
Things aren't quite the same. But since then, like after that little lull, it picked right back up. And honestly, I almost feel like the community kind of gathered around us small businesses
Mm.
and like really lifted us up. So the month ended up being totally a fine month for me, like a decent month. And I just owe that to like, yeah, community connection and their love for and support for small business.
Oh, I mean, we are so lucky to live in this area because that's how it is. I mean, everyone just rallies around each other no matter what happens.
Totally.
With the community and charity stuff, back to that, tell us a little bit about your charity thing that you do. Is it monthly?
Yes, it's mostly monthly. Sometimes we'll hang on to one charity for 2 months. It's just kind of like depends on how it's going and, you know, if we get around to finding the right charity for the next month. And but yeah, a portion of every sale since the day I opened my shop, even though at that point it was like chump change, a portion of every sale gets donated back to a different cause every month. And, you know, for me, it's like, I think when you have a business, you have a platform. And it doesn't matter how big or how small you are. And it's your choice what you want to put out into the world with that platform, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And my thought is, I want to remind people that it is cool and great to, whether it's donate money to do that, or even just to educate yourself about causes in your area and support them in any way you can, which might not be financially. But yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to open that conversation about important things that I feel strongly about, or things that I think the community feels strongly about, and kind of use this venue to give back to those causes in any way we can.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I love it. So something fun. What is the first thing? I know we're starting in stages, and which is great. Some of the boutiques are starting to open up, things like that. What's the first thing you will do personally? What will you do as soon as this quarantine, everyone can just do what they want? What's the first thing you're going to do?
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about this, and I would love to like run around and hug people because that's just kind of my style. It's like, oh, human contact.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, I am very aware that just because quarantine has been lifted does not mean that the coronavirus has disappeared. It is still there. It is still our social responsibility to flatten that curve. And so I don't know, while I would like to go hug everyone, I definitely won't be doing that. More like virtual hugging, I think, and kind of like commiserating that I think we've come out of that scary thick of it and we have been flattening successfully, and kind of celebrating that from afar, from a distance.
From a social distance.
Yes, and then supporting all the small businesses who are allowed to reopen. It's like a lot of small business was hit very, very hard. And so supporting our small businesses in any way that we can.
Perfect. So what is one piece of advice you would give a younger Jenn?
I was naive, blissfully unaware of me. I would tell me so much. I think I would tell me, don't be afraid to just do the thing. Just try it. I think fear of failing at something or fear of judgment is a very stagnant place to be. And if you kind of live by that and you just play it safe, like you don't do anything. And so I think I would tell myself, you know, like, yeah, just go for it. If I could have been comfortable with that idea sooner, that would have been nice. It took me a while.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of us a while. Then we're just like, let's just do it. I mean, let's just do it.
Totally. Yeah. It's like, why not?
So tell us a little bit about Little Bird.
So she's over here.
Oh my gosh.
She'll probably want to say hi.
I think she could, if she wants to.
If you want to, you can come over. Yeah, it's been so fun. You know, when I started, I never wanted Leatherbird to be something that took away from my time with my kids. They are my priority. And that kind of started to happen as this grew. And so it was, you know, how do I balance that? So my initial solution was to involve them. So like my youngest daughter, she stacks earring cards like nobody's business. She's 4. And then my oldest daughter, at the time, she was 6. And I had her kind of helping me put ear wires on or little things. And she was like, Mom, I don't want to make it like that. I want to do this.
Oh.
And I was like, well, somebody paid us money to make it look like this. So we kind of have to do that. But I realized I was kind of boxing her creative energy for what it was.
Cool.
And so finally I thought, you know what? Why don't you make the thing that you have in your head? Like, go for it. You make that and we'll put it on the site. And if somebody wants to buy it, they can buy it. And so it's kind of turned into this, like, I don't know, awesome thing that we can do together. And she just makes when she feels like it and doesn't when she doesn't. And I was like, I never want it to be a job.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be a reminder that if she wants to do something, she can do it. Kind of what we talked about. It's like, it took me so long to learn that if I can instill that in my girls early, I feel like that's successful.
I
So
love
yeah.
it so much. So what can we do? What can the community do? What can we do to support you?
Honestly, I feel like everyone's already doing it. Everyone's been so just supportive of this venture. I think my biggest thing would just be, yeah, if you like the product and you like what we're about and our mission, tell people, share it with people, because I feel like word of mouth is the most genuine form of marketing.
It is.
And so, yeah, it's just, I guess, yeah, telling people about it, spreading the word.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so very much.
Yes, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I love what you're doing.